So welcome back to another episode of Analyzing Awfulness, where we break down whether or not the OP is in the right or the wrong, while offering unsolicited advice regarding the situations. Today we'll be talking about a single dad who is going through a lot of financial issues, and although in a lot of pain, is torn on accepting money from his son to alleviate it. Let's get into it. I'm a single dad to a 17-year-old and 9-year-old boys. Things are very tight, yet my kids have what they need, and I believe we do a good job hiding how broke we are. As embarrassing and shameful as it is, I can't afford to get a crown on a tooth that broke when I was eating steak of all things. Even with insurance, it's like $900, so I'm going without it and slowly saving up, but it hurts. Dang, this sucks, honestly. I'm blessed to have some decent insurance, so even though I go to the doctors and hospital constantly, I never worry too much about the cost at hand. Paying for some things out of pocket sucks, of course, but my family isn't necessarily poor, even if we aren't the most well off either. We've had our struggles, but we've been super blessed up to this point, so I don't know if I'm the kind of guy that should comment on this, but I'll do my best regardless. There's no reason to be embarrassed or ashamed of your financial situation if you are doing everything in your power to make and save money whenever you can.
Frugal living is about avoiding wasteful and extravagant spending so you can give your hard-earned money an assignment that's purposeful and intentional. On average, if you spend $10 a day buying yourself lunch 5 days a week, then you will spend on average $2,600 a year. Now, imagine if you bought yourself a $10 lunch every single day for a year. That would average out to be about $3,650 a year. If you spend a huge chunk of your money on eating out every week, then I can only imagine how much you spend in 1 year's time. See, if you're looking to save more, then you should strongly consider recreating your favorite meals at home rather than eating out. Believe it or not, Americans discard more food than any other country at nearly 40 million tons a year. And globally, we waste about 1.4 billion tons of food every year. That's a lot of waste, both in terms of food and financially.
I eat cheap, make leftovers last for days, try not to buy anything that isn't a necessity if I can help it, and my friends have called me cheap and looked down on me because of it. That being said, I'm proud to say I manage money well, and for you to have to go through the struggle of deciding between needs and wants for the sake of your kids is super respectable and shows that you are a good father, seemingly trying his best at the end of the day. Steak isn't cheap though, not usually, so depending on the quality you buy, you may need to be careful. Don't spend too much money on food like that. Splurging every once in a while is totally fine, but if you are eating lower quality often, then maybe just save up for good quality instead.
You know that I say, make it either choice or prime, or don't waste your time when it comes to buying steaks.
Even if it means less steak days overall. Coming from someone who can't eat steak too well and knows he can't afford to anyway, for whatever that context is worth. My 17-year-old got a job as a pool lifeguard. He actually makes $21 an hour and works 30 hours a week and loves it. He wants to work even after the summer. I really respect that. Not only is he making good money, but he's actively enjoying his job as well. That's uncommon, and I hope that he can continue to find jobs that fulfill him, even when being a lifeguard isn't in season. Today he asked about how much it would cost to fix my tooth. I said $900 and I have $300. He said he would help pay for the rest. I said you do help by using your own money instead of asking me. He said he has money from his last few birthdays and holidays and side gigs. I said I appreciate it, but you keep your money. He said he has more than enough and can pick up more hours if he wanted. I said no. He said then at least borrow it, so technically I'm not taking it. I get how you feel here. No good parent wants to take money from their child, not only because of pride, but because a parent's responsibility is to provide for the kid and not the other way around. It's completely understandable in that regard. Plus, him providing for himself often legitimately does take quite a burden off your back, and again, may also make you feel bad that he's in that position to begin with, even if your son genuinely doesn't see a problem with it at all. That being said, offering you this may mean the absolute world to him. It may feel like a way to pay pay you back for all that you have done for him, as well as him showing recognition for that in this action alone. Plus, him offering it as a borrowing situation means you can pay him back in the future, and if you're in a better situation, do so with interest as well. It would show how much it meant to you, how much it helped you, and would be a sweet moment at the end of the day. He also knows you're in pain. No good child wants their parent to be in any pain, especially if there is a solution on how to make it go away. Your son has that ability to relieve you of this pain now before it becomes worse and may cause more problems further down the line. Take him up on his offer to not only help yourself, but to help him feel good as well, since this is a moment where he's showing maturity as he's getting closer to being considered an adult. He made this money, it's his, and his responsibility. Trust that he knows how to handle it, let him make decisions regarding it, and then just pay him back whenever you can. Set an example that it's okay to accept help every once in a while, so if things get hard for him in the future, he's more likely to have someone to offer to help him and accept it as he is doing for you here. I know he's angry, very angry at me, but he doesn't understand how much it helps to have him make his own money. That's how I'm saving up. I'll get it fixed next paycheck. I want him to enjoy his paycheck and not feel like he has to spend it on everyone else. If you can afford it next paycheck, then you could afford to pay him back next paycheck instead, so it will only be a short time where his money is in use. There is no real reason to wait it out in pain besides pride, and truthfully, it's not the example you should want to set for your almost adult son. At the end of the day though, it's your choice. I can't tell you how to parent, obviously, and you know far more about your situation than some random guy, with the only context being what you posted online. I hope you can get it fixed though, regardless of if you wait or not. Just let the record show that I think you should accept the offer. I've actually had to sneak money into my father's wallet before, since we were not doing good financially at the time, and I know he'd reject me if I tried to help. I did it for a while whenever I worked a security type gig, and him never knowing that does make me feel kinda bad now, honestly. Your son wants to help. He loves you, it's clear, so please just open the door for that possibility, so then he'll feel comfortable helping you and others in the future, as well as accepting help, if he's ever in a position where he truly may need it. After I typed all this out, an update actually happened, which I'm surprised to see. OP said, I have excellent dental health. I floss, rinse, and use an electric toothbrush and get my 2 cleanings every year. My back tooth broke because I'm in my 40s and wear and tear. That being said, I know my son is just trying to be an adult. I'll take his money and play along. That is awesome to hear. I honestly was going to scrap the video after I saw this update, but out of hope that something I said may help someone in a similar situation, I decided to finish and post it instead. Obviously. That's all I have to say though. Have a great day. Thank you.